What a week for China, right? There is a saying on Chinese social media now. It used to be ABC, avoid or anything but buy anything but China, but now it's ABC, all in buy China, and that's certainly the market sentiment that is coming through today. If you look at the billionaire investor David Tepper, that's one of the most read stories on the terminal today. He's saying he's buying everything related to China, and also CSI 300 set for the biggest weekly gain in 16 years. We just spoke to Winnie Wu from B of A. She was saying that based on valuations alone, some of these stocks still have an upside of about 20% to go in the near and midterm. But then if you look at the earnings story though, that earnings downgrade may still take a few more quarters to really bottom out, because you really have to separate what's going on in the financial markets and what's going on in the economy, right? That fundamental shift in the economy is going to take months, if not years, to play out. And we've seen this 3 times this year. A big rally in the lead up to a big national holiday ahead of the Lunar New Year, the May Day holiday, and this time the Golden Week on the back of expectations of more forceful stimulus to come. But then that momentum so far this year, it has petered out after we come back from that holiday because of lack of follow through in terms of the policy impact. So what will happen after the Golden Week? That will be the first test in terms of how consumers are really feeling in terms of how spontaneous, how willing they are to spend on the economy right now.
Yeah, and so far, of course, Minmin, they are following through on the rhetoric, aren't they, these policymakers, with the action today following, of course, the announcements earlier this week from the PBOC. The buying frenzy, as you said, around Chinese equities is really pronounced. And you've seen these glitches in the Shanghai composite, a line crossing just in the last couple of minutes that the Chinext index has risen 11%. 11%, currently at 1,900. The CSI 300, then, the benchmark over in China, up 4.4%. The tech stocks in Hong Kong, the HS Tech, up 7%. Minmin, what are you and the team looking for next as the PBOC and the Ministry of Finance looks to implement these measures?
Yeah, certainly there was very swift follow-through, especially with the announcement today. It came bright and early, that triple R cut, and the cut to that 7 days reverse repo. It came in 1.5 hours before markets opened in China. A very swift follow-through on the PBOC side, but it's the fiscal stimulus where we're still waiting for more details, right? Especially after that very forceful language from the Politburo meeting around stopping the decline in the property sector. But how exactly are they going to do that? Some of the existing measures in terms of cutting mortgage rates, reducing home buying curbs haven't really moved the needle. So is the government going to step in as the buyer of last resort? Are they going to widen the usage of the local government bond funds to buy up unsold homes? That's something that's still key to watch. And also when it comes to fiscal spending, that Politburo readout saying they will step up spending as necessary. But what does that mean? Reuters is saying they could issue another 2 trillion yuan in special sovereign bond, half of that to boost consumption and half of that to tackle local government debt. But how are they going to boost consumption? Is it going to lead to a structural shift in terms of consumer confidence, longer-term income distribution, and confidence returning to the private sector as well? So the jury is still out. It really depends on the implementation of these policies. Some of it's still very sketchy in terms of details right now, and that's certainly something we want to look out for in the next weeks and months to come.